Hello students, welcome to my class. Uh, I have already began some of the portions of this particular chapter 2, and then you have learned about the different landform, that is about the mountains, then plateaus and soil. So these are the few things that we have spoken in the last class. So today let me talk about the another subheading, that is about the soil. Now see, the soil is a loose uppermost layer of the earth crust, and it is the mixture of humus and a fine powdered rocky materials. So I think we have to understand, first of all, before we launch ourselves to soil, we have to know about the land, let's say. So from this land, how this actually the things have been actually made use in a different areas. So nearly 30% of the our this land is covered, and in this 30% only most of the inhabitants are actually living. It means settlements have been taken place. So settlements is not taking place, especially the areas where especially cold region, then a glacier, then a sea or forestry, densely forestry area, then a desert especially. So these are the few things that we are actually finding. So you will face varieties of issues. Suppose you live in such kind of places. So that's why the rugged and the topography, steep slopes, waterlogged areas, deserts, and then thick forest and all are actually very less populations are found. So that is why you can find it mostly the plains area. Why the thickly populated or maybe densely populated? Why do we find? So reason behind is that these areas are actually very much suitable for transportation, suitable for any sort of like a construction, and suitable for any type of like a industries construction. So that's why people look for such places. Okay, so that is how they say. Now we should know about the topography. Now topography is the uh, place, especially physical factors of an area where you can decide whether to make houses or not to make. Then secondly, we have to understand about the soil. That is a greenery material. Here the plants and types of animals or maybe the varieties of plants are actually grown, and then these plants and animals are actually part of the this topography where the human inhabitants are living, and they are depending each other. Now another things is matter over here, that is about the climatic condition. So climatic condition is the sum total of weather, in fact we should know that. And then minerals, of course. Minerals is another very important issue or important part of this physical factors of the land. Now whether plains and rivers, valleys of actually far suitable, and the plain areas are why it is suitable for the human habitation to live. That is about the agriculture mostly, and then that's why you can find most of the civilizations have been taken place due to this suitable landform and climatic condition. And then you will be finding that some of the uses of land, for example. Now see, as long as the land is barren, as long as suppose you don't discover any of the chemical or minerals existing over there, then how you can make use the land. So it means forestry and agriculture mostly we are making use of it. Mining we are making use of it, and then building houses and roads, these are also part of the making use of the land, and then setting up the industries. So these are few things that I am mentioning are part of the uses of the land. Now these uses of the lands, in fact we have got around 30% land. You have seen there are many of the lands people don't go and then settle. For example, I have talk about right now about the glacier. Now glacier is the area where the minus degree, is it not, minus degrees, hardly hardly any hours you can be existing there, and then after that you may not be able to survive there due to the cold. And then again you can find the areas like a cold region, very cold region, where there is a continuously the cold is invading. Then such kind of areas are also human inhabitants are no more found. And then again you can find densely forestry area, especially like in Amazon and all. It's a very much dense forest and heavy rainfall, of course. We can call it like a rainforest, is it not? So such kind of places, even though human beings are living, but their conditions are not at all suitable, and they are facing daily some sort of issues. And due to these issues, people look for the places where the suitable like a location. Okay, they look for the suitable location, and that's why here, especially in the continent like our Asia, you can find that densely found. And in this Asia continent, we can find it. One of the countries called China. So China is one of the countries where thickly populated found and highest number of populations. And secondly, our India. So I think the days will come, the years will pass by. Our India also will become the one of the like one of them, just like China, or perhaps we may cross also. Okay, so that is about how this uses of the lands are actually spoken. Now, let's see. Also, we have to talk about that why this in this land area the populations are actually matters a lot, or maybe the things are found. It is because of the availability of the water. Now, see. Where there is a sea, an ocean and all, people are not able to live there because the ocean water you can't drink. Today, for example, when you see Dubai and all, Kuwait, Dubai and all, they are all actually having the problem of the water. But you have seen the very huge buildings, very huge, tall buildings, complexes are found in Dubai. But you know, the government of that Dubai, in fact, have how it possible to get the like what called drinking water. So that's why in Dubai, you know, the drinking water is more costly than the petrol. So I think suppose petrol is 3 rupees per liter, then petrol may be 100 rupees per liter. So such kind of things are happening. And so Dubai is drawing the water from the ocean and filtering it. A lot of filtration is taking place, and you know, a lot of energy is spent for that one. Energy in the sense that oil is made use for the filtration. It means the machines are used for filtering this particular water, especially the ocean water, sea water, to change into the clean water or drinking water. So how much energy is spent for that? So that is one of the like a issue we can find in different countries. So today, for example, we have the very less percentage of water in the underground or in the form of river. We find very little percentage of the water, and yet people are surviving with this one. So that's why sometimes we are speaking about the saving of the water. Now see how we are wasting our water, and we don't know the days and the years will pass by, and our global will change in a different format, and so we will face the such problem in our country even. And of course we are facing the such problem in our country in different parts of our states. Okay, so now that is availability of water is important. Secondly, population. Now populations in the sense that populations are actually very much like a matters. Why? Because if these populations are actually making use of their talents and skills and technology, certainly people can very happily can stay in the place. Then third one is technology are important factors that determines the lead that is the land use of the okay for the people. So it means the more we know the technology, the more we know the technology, the more we can bring the different like inventions, new innovative ideas, then we can make use the land properly. So that's why water availability, populations, educated population, and then technologies are these three part of the things are if available means we can use the land very systematically. So okay students, these are the few things that you have to keep in mind. Now we will be discussing about the layers of soil. Now we have got the layers of soil in the like a world, and so the first layer we call it like a topsoil. You can find that this particular soil is a very fine particles, and it is of course made from the rock, and here you can find the silt, and then also you will find the humus also. So this humus is one of the manure for the growth of the plants, and this manure in fact is helping in every bit of trees and plants to grow up and to produce the flowers and fruits. Okay, so humus is also found in the topsoil, and then of course plants are growing over here. Okay, so these particular topsoil is in fact very soft and porous. Next we have the subsoil. Now what the subsoil? Now just below the topsoil you have the subsoil, and then it is in fact made up of what? Weathered rock and a clay, silt and some nutrients. Now the rainwater gets collected in this layer of the soil. It may say whatever the rainfall is occurring, these are the all rainfall in fact is getting absorbed by this soil, and then in this area only the water is getting stuck mostly. And then what is going to take place here? The rainwater actually gets collected over here, and then it is hard and compact, and only the roots of a few big plants can reach into the layer of soil. So you must remember this in the subsoil only you can find that the huge trees, for example a very huge trees, roots are actually getting grabbed over here, and then this particular area actually certain amount of very hard, and then okay, sometimes you can get an example by digging your own area. Sometimes you may dig and you find that after reaching such certain distance you will find the color of the soil is a bit different. Okay, and the topsoil is a color is different, and the ground is a different, and ultimately you will find small pebbles and small stones like that, rocks and all. Okay, so this is very hard in fact, and then a compact, and only the roots of a big plants we can find in this area. Next, the third form of the soil that we find, that is about the substratum. It means the next layer of the soil we can find, that is called substratum, and this substratum actually present just below the subsoil, and it consists of weathered rock. It means in this substratum you will find some rocks are there which is actually found very thickly, small pieces or big pieces. This kind of rocks are actually found below it, and then this is actually known as the weathered rocks. Okay, and the last one is known as the bedrock. Now this is the another very important rocks that we find, or the layer we can find below this soil. That is what is saying? It is the last and the hardest layer of the soil, and it consists the unweathered parent rocks. It means this particular rock doesn't get immediately crushed, or immediately it doesn't get any sort of breaking down. It means most of the water in fact will be collected in this layer, and then you won't see that leakage of the water below this. Okay, so that is how we can divide the layers of the soil. So the first one is a topsoil, second is a subsoil, and the third one is a substratum, and then fourth one is a bedrock. So keep in mind this one. Next we have the soils in India. Now let us talk about the soils in India. Now what about soils that we have got in India in different parts of the states? So first of all we have the around the 6 varieties of the soil, namely alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, then lateral soil, mountain soil, and a desert soil. Now see, let us very shortly we can elaborate about this alluvial soil. Now what exactly this alluvial soil? Now this particular soil is actually found in the northern plains and a coastal plains, northern side of our India especially, and then in the coastal area even. So it is formed when the river deposit alluvial on their banks, and it is mostly fertile soil. So you must remember, whenever there is a heavy rainfall, and whenever there is a flood is occurring, or maybe the landslide and other land crushing is taking place in the mountain regions, and due to the heavy rainfall, these are the all soils actually brought down by the rainwater, and then along with this rainwater bringing the plenty of debris, and these are the debris in fact bringing down to the plain and then forming the land, especially landform. So most of the islands, small islands, are also part of the this landform. Okay, so today we have got Majuli, one of the landform, which is also part of the biggest this landform, which is gradually actually getting crushed day by day. Okay, okay. So next we have got black soil. Now black soil is a what type of soil? Where it is found. In fact, this is found in the northwestern part of the Deccan Plateau. So Deccan Plateau, of course, we have to see in the southernmost this area. So in the Deccan Plateau, this black soil is very much available, and of course, I have talked to you in the previous class also that there you can find the cotton plantation, and these cotton plantations are taking place in this area, and of course soil is black. I have seen by myself while traveling to Kerala once from Guwahati to Kerala. Okay, I think I have talked to you about that. So this black soil is found mostly in the Deccan Plateau, and then it is formed by the weathering of lava rocks. So of course we know lava is not a white, is not after cooling or when it is solidifying, then it is black in fact. So certainly the soil will be black. And then we have got the third form of the soil is a red soil. Now this red soil is found in the southern and eastern part of the Indian peninsula. So you must remember, especially mountain regions and all, you can find that red soil is from the mountain is found. Okay, and then as the name suggests, it is red in color. The red color is due to the high iron content in it. So red is not because that it is the color is mixed here, but it is because of the iron containing more over here. So that's why it is a red in color. So this soil is not very fertile. Of course, you can't plant trees, you can't grow the crops, and of course people are using this sort of soil for the making the bricks and all in the hilly regions I have seen. Okay, so next one we have got the laterite soil. Now what is this laterite soil? Now laterite soil is found especially in the eastern and western Ghats. You can remember in the coastal areas and all, and some parts of the northeastern India even. So it is not so fertile. Okay, it is not so fertile, and it is found in areas with a heavy rainfall and a temperature. So where there is a heavy rainfall and temperature, there only this laterite soil is made. So due to heavy and a continuous rainfall, minerals are actually removed from the soil as water passes through it. So of course you have to know that laterite soil, even it is containing the chemical or minerals are, but due to the heavy rainfall, these are all actually washed and they are taken down. Next we have the mountain soil. What is this mountain soil? Now it is found in the Himalaya region. Himalaya region, it is very fertile and rich in humus. So Himalaya regions, you can find most of the you can see the especially like a foothill of the Himalaya is a deciduous forest. Then a little bit up you go, then you will find the like a pine varieties of the plants, and of course the animals living. So these are all areas are in fact containing the very fertile rich humus, and these are found especially in the mountain soil. Last one we have got about the desert soil. So what is different desert soil actually? Now desert soils, of course you can find that it doesn't contain any sort of manure, and it doesn't even contain any sort of like a moisture, and because of that one, the during the day the desert is very hot because the this sunlight is not able to what call like get back to their up position, and that's why in the desert at night it is becoming very cold, and during the day very hot, because these soils doesn't contain moisture, because gradually what happens from this sand, the moisture is actually getting dried up, and the sand is in fact actually making the things and all to more and more complicated to survive for the plants and to animals. So due to the lack of moisture, the desert areas are actually not much actually seen plants. Okay, so this is about the our soil. So student, I would like to give you the some homework through this video. You just check it, and then you write the some of the like a short note. So I would like to suggest you to write on a soil, especially like layers of the soil. So make a short note on this. Of course, we will be writing the question answers, but you write this area. Then secondly, you write the second short note you write on soil of India. So you write varieties of the soil, and each soil, what type of manure or what type of chemical and minerals are containing. These are the things you have to write it properly. Okay. So hope you will be writing this 2 point around 40 words you can combine and then you write down. So 2 short note you write from this chapter, especially page number 138. Okay, in the next class we will talk about the soil conservation, and then followed by we have the water. Okay, so I will be completing this part in the next class. Okay, so see you and thank you and have a great night.